welcome to another episode of Love Sync, where we will discuss our journey as LDR, long distance relationship, till the very moment of long distance marriage, and hopefully soon we are together. We are going to talk today about the most boring ever thing, the bureaucratic side of it.
It's it's not boring, but it's more like a homework, like
It's
a very
definitely
difficult
homework.
task to do, bureaucratic one. It's the paperwork, documents. Yay.
So, getting married is well, let's start with the long distance relationship. It is already complicated by getting visa to visit each other. Like when I go to Indonesia, I can use the visa on arrival, which is 30 days, and I can extend it like one time, I think. And Christina can use the 30 days tourist visa here,
90,
uh,
90,
which
90
can
days.
be extended to 19 days indeed.
Oh
Um,
no. Oh yeah. Right.
yeah.
3 months, basically.
Um, that's one of the bureaucratic things that comes around the corner. But when getting married, it's getting more complicated. More complicated than we both expected it to be. Because getting married in one country is already paperwork a lot, but getting married in two countries, that's a different story. So at front, I want to say we have got. We also discussed this topic on TikTok, on our TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
um, which got a lot of attention, right?
Yeah, that's true. We
Um,
also become the FYP for your page. Thank you
yeah,
for
yeah,
that.
yeah, we did. We were actually very blown away by it. So yeah, thank you. But there are also a lot of questions that came out of that, and
Yeah.
in this podcast we want to go in depth with that. So
Mhm.
to start off is something of a forewarning, two forewarnings actually. One, the explanation what we are going to do is related to purely the Netherlands and Indonesia. We cannot don't know the states and requirements of the United States. We don't know the UK. We don't know the Germany, and so on. They have
Mhm.
all different rules. The only thing that we can say about that is go check the website, the governmental website, and see what their requirements are regarding marriage on broad.
Yeah, yeah. So it's also a disclaimer that this all of this is based on our experience in the Netherlands, between Indonesia and Dutchman, and for a Catholic.
Yes.
So yeah,
So
we don't know where else.
so why I said like check your countries because, for example, there's a stupid rule in the Netherlands that most countries have the rule or ability to say church marriage before law marriage. In the Netherlands, it's the other way around. You actually get a fine or your marriage gets not violated or validated. Sorry, not violated, but validated. If you do church first before law. So in the Netherlands, you need to do law first, then the church. To make it
Yeah.
even a step further, if the church does perform the marriage before law, the priest in question is in violation of the law and he can go to prison.
Mm-hmm.
It's a stupid rule. I know. I was surprised as well. Um, but it does, yeah, it can happen. So you need to be very careful about what the country's rules are in the law, basically.
Yeah, but that time we also have a problem, a little bit problem, because of Indonesia have a different rules than that.
Yes.
That in Indonesia,
It's the other way around.
church need to be, yeah, it's other way around. That the church ceremony, it needs to be done first than the civil.
So
So
how
that
did we
time we
solve
kind
that?
of we kind of like confusing. Oh, it's so confusing. Even until now, we cannot like, okay, we don't know what to do that time, but yeah, at the end we made it.
Yes.
So yeah.
So let's start with the um, order in set for the Netherlands. Let's go with that because the marriage happened here in the Netherlands for us both. Why we choose to do it here, it was basically because of paperwork and was less here than in Indonesia, and it
No, no,
was
no, no,
quicker done.
no. Wait, that's a little bit trap. I mean, I was trapped that back then because I thought, like you said, I thought the paperwork in the Netherlands will be less than in Indonesia.
Hmm.
So that's why I decided, okay, because of the paperwork will be less than Indonesia.
Hmm.
So we decided to have a wedding in the Netherlands.
Yes.
But the truth is, that's all not true. That's it's still the same. Like, well, the bureaucratic and everything, the paperwork that you need to do and you need to prepare from Indonesia, it's just the same. It's even more difficult. What the Netherlands government needs from me, it's only three paper, right?
Hmm.
So
We
I will
will
still
elaborate
document.
that later on,
Yeah.
but yes. But in Indonesia, I needed to provide much more towards the government
Mhm.
in regards to getting everything sorted out. So it's more a bureaucratic thing that was making Indonesia government less attractive, I guess, for our getting our setup. Because basically, when we get married, we could easily marry in the Netherlands and then basically show the paper in Indonesia, like here, I'm married, register this, rather than do the whole paperwork roller coaster in Indonesia.
Yeah,
So,
that's the idea.
so let's continue. You
Mm-hmm.
ready
So
to?
what did you need to get married?
So
What document you
in
need?
like in the I always have a problem with this name. Municipality or the local authority of our city requires three documents, like Christina said. Like Christina was needed to provide her passport or ID to identify
Mm-hmm.
herself. She needed to show her birth certificate, and she needed to show her state of civil. So that means is she married? Is she unmarried?
The
Is
single
she?
letter.
Hmm?
The single letter.
Yeah, the single letter. State of civil, both same thing. She needed to show that and there's a law in the Netherlands that she needs to do this in person. So you cannot do a video call. You cannot do a telephone call. That's not allowed in the Netherlands. You need to be standing right in front of the person of the local authority and say, "I'm willing to marry this person," because we have a law that states that you that basically protects a person from being forced into marriage. So when the person is in front of the local authority and states freely that she wants to do this without any enforcement, then it is allowed, but not other way around. So you're not on distance is no go. Um,
Well, even though it's not literally they ask me that you willing to marry this man, or I say to them that I want to get married with him,
mhm.
because they only talk Dutch to Patrick.
Yep.
And yeah, but at least the idea is I was there with him, and then we register. We register the we scheduling the date, the package for a wedding, to get a date and then to get a judge to, like, quote unquote, bless our marriage. So yeah, so I need to give all of the three documents: my passport, my birth certificate, and then my single letter
Hmm.
from Indonesia that already been apostille. Don't forget to do that. Needs to be, no, wait, needs to be translated from Indonesia to English or Dutch by the sworn translator, and then apostille. And then you bring all of that documents into the stuff in the Gemeente, and you
Municipality.
scheduling it with your partner in front of the staff.
So yeah,
And for
that's
yeah.
yeah, that's a different thing that I want to address. Is be check the website or let your partner check the website
Mhm.
of the municipality of the city, what the rules are, because every
Yeah.
city has their own set of dates on when you can
Mhm.
reserve the marriage day, basically.
Yeah.
Um,
And also the different regulation, different paperwork,
mm,
different documents.
no, the tree that we named is pretty much the same in every city.
The basic one, yeah.
Yeah, the basic ones, so the passport, the birth certificate, the single letter, those are the same.
Yeah,
Um,
but I think one of my friends that will be getting married soon in the Netherlands, they have additional documents that needed uh, from her to
mm,
get married in
yeah, but
another
that's
province.
why. Yeah, but that's why I said like additional information is required in
Yeah,
different cities. So check the
yeah,
website or let your partner check the website on the requirements of what's needed, or ask the local municipality to
yeah.
provide information. Um, for us, was the time frame 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to. I literally picked up Christina from the airport, and we went immediately to our municipality and delivered the documents. And they were like, "Yeah, okay, thank you. We will inform you when the documents are validated and when your date is checked." Basically, which was a nightmare for us, but we got it sorted somehow.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
additional information.
That was a very tiring day for me. I
Yes,
was just like landed landed to Schiphol, and then he picked me up,
and we
and
went.
then we straight went to the Gemeente to register,
Yeah.
to make an appointment for the wedding. We thought it's only like, okay, we're coming together, and then we give all of the documents, and then we can set up for the date. But
Hmm.
it turns out it's not. They need to check our document first, and then if it's all legal and
Validated.
enough for them,
Yeah.
yeah, validate for them, we need to come back and then scheduling the date. So it
Yes.
was like, oh no, it's
We were not
it's
yet
a
done.
very
We
important
thinking we
for
were
us.
done, but we were not.
Yeah.
Um,
So
so
just prepare yourself for that.
so an additional information which would be good to know is that you need a social number, or a BSN as we call it here in the Netherlands, which is in luckily for Christina, she already had one, a temporary one, when the previous time that she visited the Netherlands, when during COVID. She also needed a BSN, so we requested a temporary BSN, and we used this also for our marriage. Um, why is it needed? Because our marriage needs to be registered in the government system, and she needs to have a BSN number to get it linked towards me. So it has also to do with taxes and stuff. The boring stuff. Um, but it is important to have that. So if you are not a citizen of the Dutch, of the Netherlands, you need to get a BSN number. Only you can get a temporary BSN number. Some municipalities do this. For our example, we had to drive to a different city to get it, and it took us 45 minutes to get it, but to drive towards it, and it was like 5 minutes, and she got it already. But not every city does this, so I just wanted to say that. Let's continue. We can also talk about packages, but I guess the packages really depends on the city. So what kind of price
Yeah.
you want to pay for it. You got a free one, you got the 100 one, and you got the full package, which is pretty pricey. Um,
But for the free one, we need to like there's a long queuing, yeah, that time.
yes,
So we
like
cannot pick it up in the date that we want. So we paid for
no, we paid
100 euro.
no, we paid 100 euro. We got
Yeah, we paid 100
we got
euro.
slipped into a day because of cancellation.
Yeah, we were pretty lucky.
Yeah, we were lucky. Um, yeah, so that's basically the local authority. Let's go
Mhm.
to the next phase, and that's
Oh wait, but for the Dutch citizen, it's only needed the copy of your passport, right?
yes, because we Dutch people are very lucky that we are already in the system, so they only need our passport to validate it,
Right,
and they can pull out our information out of these local
right.
cloud system.
Okay.
Um,
Uh-huh.
so let's go to the complicated one named the church.
Yeah.
So you want to take this one off? I will add you.
So for the church, it's more complicated in Indonesia for sure. Even for the civil one, it's also more difficult and a long process um, in Indonesia. But you can like do that in in your in your own church. We're talking now about the Catholic Church. So basically, after you decided to get married, you need to report to your secretary of your church, and then they will give you the that you need to fill out the form of the bio between the groom and the bride to be. And after that, um, usually they will just put you on announcement 3 months before your wedding.
Mhm.
And after that, they will ask you to to update your Baptist certificate into the status liber Baptist certificate that saying that you already complete your baptize, your confirmation, and then
Commune.
the first communion.
Yeah.
And now you will be have the next sacrament, which is the marriage. So after you got the update, um yeah, the baptize, you need to ask your priest in the Netherlands to what kind of form that you need to fill, because we're married in the Netherlands, in the church in the Netherlands, so they have their own rules. If you doing the marriage in the church in Indonesia, you need to follow their rules, and so the other way. And after that, in this case, in our case, I need to fill out the form, a very thick documents named verklaring. What is the verklaring?
Um,
How did you say it? The verklaring for the kerk.
yeah, verklaring van de kerk.
Yeah,
So declaration of the church.
yeah, the
Um,
declaration for marriage in the church.
yes, but
Yeah, so yeah, you say it.
additional to it is that we need to fill out the declaration of the church, which means Christina needs to fill in her personal information, but also the information of her church in Indonesia, and I need to
Mm-hmm.
put the information for my church in the Netherlands. But
Yeah.
there's also additional information that is required. Of course, the certificate that you actually are fully a Catholic, Roman Catholic. And also, you need a regional bisdom approval letter. So basically,
Yeah.
the meaning behind this, and this was actually a surprise to both of us, is that the regional bisdom in the Netherlands needs to give approval that I am marrying a
Bishop.
Christian person from Indonesian, and she needs to do the same thing. So if you are going to marry in the same region, you do not need this paper or this approval letter because you fall in the same regional bisdom. But because we are different countries, you do need that letter.
The highest level in Indonesia, because because I'm in Jakarta, so I need to ask approval from
The
the
bisdom
Bishop
of
of
Jakarta.
Jakarta in Cathedral Jakarta. So I went there. It was very confusing before because we thought we only need my priest in my church, in my parish, need to sign it and then give the approval of it.
Yeah.
But in the end, like the Dutch priest said, no, it's not enough. It's need to be the bishop need to sign it. What? The bishop? I need to go to the bishop to get his approval. And then yeah, okay, well, I asked my church, and then my church secretary is like, no, you don't need to do that. Why you need to do that? Like, it's very confusing for me. So in the end, the nun give me the number of the staff in the cathedral in Jakarta, and then I straightly contact him, and then I went to the cathedral on the next day and asked, okay, I need to sign this. So basically, because it's a paper, it's a physical paper.
Mhm.
Patrick sent me the photo, and then uh, in the page that they need to sign, and then I print it out,
Yeah.
and then I gave it to the priest in the cathedral, and they just need to sign it and then put a stamp on it.
Mm.
So after that, I've taken a photo to Patrick, and
And
then
I
Patrick
show it to my
print it
priest. Yeah.
and then give it to the priest. So basically, it's all online. But I brought the original one into the Netherlands. So yeah, and after everything, I got this approval from the bishop. It's all done.
Yeah.
We just need to give it to the priest, and then everything is clear. We just
So
need to wait
yeah,
until the
only
due date.
the additional information that is needed for the priest is the ID of both of us, so the passport of both of us, and the
Mhm.
passport ID of the witness. The witness also needs to give an ID towards the priest so they can validate it in the document registration stuff.
Is it?
Um, yeah,
Isn't that for the civil one?
yeah, no, it's also for.
Oh,
That's why I asked our
yeah,
witnesses.
because he only asked me to send the witness from my side, so
Yeah,
I don't know that
no, it's also my
he also
side.
put it.
So,
Yeah, okay.
um,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's basic. If I have to compare between the municipality and the church, I think the church had more paperwork in general. Um,
In Jakarta.
no, in general, in the total, um, of what we had to do to get it arranged. Um, and the final point that I want to talk about in the dependence of the church is the cost of the church doing the marriage depends on the church because it's more like a handshake agreement between the priest and us in this case.
Mm-hmm.
But so we cannot really say what the price would be for your church. If you're going to do it in a different city, the church there has a different price. Um,
Yeah.
so, yeah, that's basically what we had to talk about in regards to these two subjects. But we also got some questions from TikTok, and I will give it to you.
Yeah, so we a few days ago we post a few videos about our marriage process, and also yeah, basically the first one is only the happiness behind the marriage, and then after that we post about how to do the civil marriage in the Netherlands. because it only takes 15 minutes and then we're done and then we're married, officially married.
Hmm.
So we got like currently 30.7K viewers. So if you guys want to follow us on TikTok, just follow us on at Itik Belanda. It's a Itik means Inaan Patrick,
Hmm.
basically. Belanda is Dutch, so it's Indonesia. So we got 73 comments, and then most likely they're all asked about the documents that needed to be prepared.
Which we now covered.
What? Sorry?
Which we now covered.
Yeah. And then there's a lot of question about the apostille. The first one is about the apostille. Is there any in Indonesia? We need to do the apostille, all of the documents, but exclude the church. The church didn't need to apostille. It's only for the civil one. So the birth certificate and also the civil marriage from the Disduk Chapel. Um, so all of that documents need to be apostille. But someone asked, is there any expired expiration date for the apostille? Because she wants to get married in October, but she wants to do the apostille right now. As I saw in Google, well, I did a little bit research on that. The answer is no. There is no expiration date for the apostille. But there is one, but the one that expired have the expiration date is the letter um, for the civil letter, for the single letter, sorry. So the single letter is only legal for 6 months. So after 6 months, your letter is already expired. The apostille is not expired. It's evergreen. It's everlast. But your letter of the single letter, it's only can be valid for 6 months. So after 6 months, your single marriage cannot be used anymore, and the apostille is also useless. So that's basically it's depend on what letter that you apostille. But for this birth certificate, because it's long life, so not it doesn't have any expiration date. I
So
hope you understand with that.
means yeah, this is from the site, also from Indonesia side. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so the documents need to be apostilled in Indonesia to be validated here in the Netherlands, but the other vice versa is also when apostilling here in the Netherlands to get it validated in Indonesia. And for the Dutch people around on this podcast that are going to marry, um, the apostille you can get it at any rechtbank or law court, where you only have to show the paper. I think you need to make a reservation online and then make an appointment. Go there. It takes 5 minutes, 10 minutes maybe, and then you pay €30 for it, and then it's validated your documents, basically.
Yeah, for the marriage certificate, it doesn't have expiration date, right?
No, not that I have seen, so to say. I can be corrected if viewers are if listeners are like, "Hey, Patrick, you're wrong." Feel free to comment. So
Yeah. So there's also this is not a question, but it's more like a statement. So I'm a mother, have two girls, and not yet married. I want to have
this
a
is by the
wedding
way
party.
question. This is by the way a question. This is not Christina saying that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just
This
want
is a
to
question from TikTok. This is a yeah from TikTok. So I want my girl to get married and have a party like like a reception, big reception in Indonesia, but it's too expensive because of the culture, because I'm a single mother. But only in the KUA, means the religion and state government, I do feel like ashamed because everyone will talking about it, because they will talk that, yeah, you're too poor, you don't have any party for your daughter and such. So uh, back then in our marriage, we only invited like 25 people.
Tops,
That's a very Hmm?
tops, not more.
Yeah. So 25 is including us, two
Yeah,
of us.
yeah,
So basically the guest is only 20
true. 23.
23.
Yeah.
Yeah, 23. So we only prepare for that amount of guests that coming. And from my side, because I bring my twin sister, my mom and dad only,
Mm-hmm.
and I invited a few friends that live in the Netherlands and then also in Germany,
Yeah.
that they already confirmed that they will be coming. And
Mm-hmm.
from Patrick, it's only his family and then his closest friend.
Yeah.
So not more than that, because I was talk with Patrick. Yeah, if we do in Indonesia, we need to have a really big party because I have a really big family, because the cousin of my from my mom, the cousin of the cousin, the brother, and then the cousin, and then the neighbor, and everyone needs to be invited, and then we don't
Mm-hmm.
want to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then I thought that back then it's better for me to use that money to bring my family to go to the Netherlands. So when I move to the Netherlands for good, my family will know, okay, this is the life that my daughter um, will live with Patrick in the Netherlands. So I don't want to make them
And
worried.
and
And
and by
then
the way, they approve. They very much approve
what?
that you live here.
Yeah, yeah,
They approve.
yeah, yeah.
So
They
I
want
got
to
that
Patrick
blessing,
to the
their
Netherlands.
approval. So don't worry, listeners. She's a good hands.
Yeah, but you know what? The problem is they keep asking me, when can I go to the Netherlands again? Oh gosh. It's not like I don't want to bring them back again to the Netherlands, but it's costs us a lot
Okay.
for the tickets, because tickets is a lot, it's so expensive, and then the visa.
Yeah.
So yeah.
To
Um
to wrap it a little bit up, because we are actually extending already our podcast itself.
mhm.
There's one thing also want to add, because that was also a question. Can people from foreign countries, so different countries, not Dutch citizen, marry in the Netherlands? So far, I know it's not possible. One person needs to be a Dutch citizen to marry in the Netherlands. Um, I don't know what the rule giving is in Indonesia. I will look at Christina for this.
I think in we call it numpang nikah. It's in I think it's in the embassy. It's They have something like that. So for example, if one of them is a student in the Netherlands, and then they want to get married in the Netherlands and bring their spouse to the Netherlands to get married in the Netherlands, I think the embassy can help it.
Mm.
But we don't I don't I'm not sure about what is the regulation is. You need to check it out in the embassy website,
It
or
it
maybe email them.
Yeah, it's maybe
um
possible
yeah,
also that way in the Netherlands. I actually
yeah,
don't know, but in the
but they cannot do
municipality
in the
or
gemeente.
no, the municipality
Yeah,
or the church, they will be hand tied with that, because they are tied to the regulation and law
yeah,
here in the Netherlands. So
yeah.
you yeah.
If they are both Indonesian in the Netherlands, so it's better asked to the embassy, Indonesian
Also,
embassy, better than to go to gemeente or the Dutch church.
also keep in mind that if a church or some party says they can marry you, most likely it will not be legalized as a marriage, because it's violating the law. Again, I can be wrong. There can be a loophole, sure, but this is what I know, so to say. With
Yeah.
that, I do want to wrap this up, and I hope everyone is informed now. We specifically talked about the municipality, so the law side of it, and the church, which is Catholic side of it. If it's a different
Mhm.
religionship, we cannot answer for that because I am not Islamitic. I am not. I don't have a
Yeah.
Hinduism. That's something you really have to look up in your community or your religion. I do advise that, but we will not be able to violate. Not violate. Why am I keep saying violate? Validate or
Valid.
give you reliable information regarding that in the Netherlands or Indonesia.
Yeah. Because we're only talking about our experience, based on
Yes,
our experience.
yes. With that, I want to wrap it up and
Yeah.
thank you for listening. And until next time, bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. We hope you enjoy it. So if you have any question or share to your experience, feel free to leave it behind in the comment. See you and doei!